Winning today with the HD 6870. This is a 2010 video card from XFX. It's got 1120 shaders, 1 GB of VRAM GDDR5 running at 940 MHz on the core clock, 1150 MHz on the memory clock, 256 bits bus width, DirectX 11, and today we're gonna pair them up with this i7-6950X with 10 cores and 20 threads. This is an awesome combination. There are two in Crossfire connected. You can actually see it's enabled 2 GPUs. The only thing I have to say on this is that one of them is a black edition that runs on 940 MHz, and the second one is with 900 MHz and 1050 MHz. This is very important to know the difference because majority of the time whenever you're putting mismatch AMD video cards, you have to bring them on the same clock. And I learned this the hard way, but the moment I want to put them together, I need to put on the same clock both of the GPU. If not, they started artifacting, give me error, blue screen, reset, all kinds of error. But in this situation, both of them, the first video card and the second video card, are on the same clock. Now, in this occasion, they are, how shall I say, in a hibernation state, but the moment you start the game, you're gonna see both of the GPUs are going to full power, 900 MHz. I tried to put it like this because if I put backwards, if I leave the first video card with 940 MHz on the core clock and activate the second one in Crossfire, it's gonna overclock the second video card to 940, that is 900, and it's gonna overclock the memory to reach the same frequency like the first one in Crossfire. And I don't want to overclock because they are 2010, you understand, 2010 video card, like 15 years old, 15 years old video card, and I want to keep them. Because majority of the time, all video card like this, if you put like 10, 20, 30, 50 MHz overclock or just a little, you're gonna trigger some very nasty problems on your video card, like crashing, artifacting, break the video card, and that's it. The difference between the video cards here, that is the black edition and double dissipation, double D, is that this one, the black edition, has a higher frequency on the core, and the second one has only 900 MHz but doesn't have the core voltage unlocked. Regardless, today is about them running in Crossfire because this is actually a very interesting setup, seriously, because you can match two video cards that are not on the same frequency. But if you do put the right frequency on the video card, you're gonna see that is working. The best thing I can do for them is just jump in a couple of games and see how it holds. Let's go. All right, Battlefield here with 1080p and high details. I don't know why I have this amount of FPS, 65 FPS. Maybe it's locked here. I don't know, maybe VSync. I don't know. Let's take a look and see what the FPS we got here. I got video, full screen, VSync, field of view, brightness, motion blur. Can we disable motion blur? Daniel can. Not a big fan of motion blur. I got high details, so if I got like a 1.8 GB of VRAM utilized and 60% load on the video card score. There is ultra as a preset. Let's try and see if we can actually put ultra. Maybe it's not going below 50 FPS. No, it's not okay. So because of the VRAM, you cannot put ultra here, so I will stick with high details and see if I can use it like this, you know, because on high details it's got 1.5 GB of VRAM and on ultra it's got like 2 GB and it's bottlenecking, you know, the VRAM. In this case, 60% load on the video card score is doing such a fantastic job here with this. Seriously, I love the performance this computer is offering here. Look at this, what a nice performance this video card is offering in Crossfire. I love it, seriously. I love the performance. I love everything about this. And yeah, on the CPU side, I got 0.8 watts consumption. I just wanted to show you that is not working the meter, you know, on the CPU. Can't say nothing bad about it because it doesn't work, you know. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna keep it today here because I wanted to show you how it's performing overall, you know. But the majority of the time I will not keep it because yeah, it's not worth it. In the load of the load of the GPU, you can actually see it's doing a fantastic job. Love this new toy I got here. 66 degrees on this occasion with this Crossfire. I like the performance. I put automated fan in order to keep the video card cool. It's doing a fantastic job on delivering the performance. I had no problems on the frequency because you can actually see that the frequency on the core and then on the memory, it's spot on. It's flickering a little in MS Afterburner, but that's not a problem. The problem is to actually have this nice frequency all put together, you know, in such a way that doesn't create any problems for like instant 900 megahertz. That is a very important thing to do in a Crossfire. Managed to reach maximum VRAM utilization. Very surprised on the core load here, 70% load on the core of the video card, holding pretty well on 1080p with high details. It looks gorgeous, you know. I think if you enable motion blur, it's gonna look totally different, but I don't like it. It looks spank on, seriously, this quality. Does it run Crysis? This is the most important thing. This is a 2010 video card, so majority of the time you have to pick up the games that are exactly for this type of hardware, you know. So in a situation like this, you can go with a remastered Crysis. No, you have to go with the OG Crysis in order to see how the video card they are performing, you know. So you can actually see 70 degrees on the video card score. The first one is going to do that temperature because it's always the problem with the first one and the second one that is gutting the whole airflow. If there is any problems, I have to push actually a fan on the side. I'm actually thinking it should be a great idea to push a fan there. Put a fan on the side here to see if I can push that 70 degrees to 69 or something like that. 70. Oh, look, it's working. In a situation like this, you can clearly see that the video card is trying to do its best. You can see that 1.2 gig of VRAM is good. 90% load on the video card core is not going to help with my temperature. It's going to keep... If it stays around 70 degrees, it's okay, you know. It's a Crossfire, you know. So can't ask too much from a video card like this, you know. 2010 and its maximum is to push to the wall everything here. In this situation, you can see the quality is perfect, you know, with maximum details. Everything is spot on. There's no glitches and stuff like that. It's very important to put, like I said, 900 megahertz on both of the video cards, even though the first one has 940 megahertz on the core speed, and on the frequency on the memory it's 1150 on the first one and the second one 1050. So if I put the first one on the same page with the second one, it's gonna be fantastic. So I have no problems here. So with maximum details, with anti-aliasing off, because if you put, let's try anti-aliasing at least 2x. What do you mean, Daniel? Well, anti-aliasing needs to be 2x. In the moment you put this on, it's going to be very hard on the video card. If you put anti-aliasing, you're going to see how it's staying around 60 FPS. It stays around 60, but it's very close. It's 62, and the moment you do something intense, I think it's gonna butcher the whole experience. I'm actually surprised, even like this, you know, with 4200 with 10 cores, and it still doesn't suffice for this game. Seriously, a CPU like this, an i7-6950X Extreme, yeah, it will be like Crysis. Not enough, seriously. I don't understand what CPU will be enough for the video card to be constantly on 100%, because I don't understand it, seriously. Oh, 2010 video card, yes. With a game like this, I think on maximum details, with enhanced lighting, everything is maximum, everything is turned on. I got like 55, 57 FPS. It's almost there. 415 watts consumption, nearly 400 being minus that UPS that I have. But in order to stabilize the whole situation, I think you'll have to calculate that too. In this case, with 99% load, 1.9 gig of VRAM, you know, nearly 2 gig of VRAM utilized, because it's adding up the VRAM in this case with Crossfire. If you are interested on playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R with this, you need to know that it's possible on maximum details. You remember when I asked what video cards can you use with a game like this in order to max it out? You know, this is a 2010 video card, so if you double it in Crossfire, you can actually put 60 FPS. But the thing is, this is maximum with 1080p. Back in the days, a video card like this, well, now with 1080p, maybe 900p or 1366, and that would have been the best scenario. But on 1080p here, you can actually see it's holding pretty well, 52, 55 FPS on average in the city, you know. So I will call this a big win from this video card and this Crossfire, this combination. This is an adequate performance this combination is offering. And look at the quality, awesome performance, awesome quality, everything is just fantastic with this. 62 FPS. Spot on with this. This game loves good Crossfire. The only problem I have with this is that the video card it reached maximum VRAM utilization. Nearly 2 gig of VRAM utilized, and the core is not on maximum. This is a problem in this case because it doesn't show me the full potential this video card has, you know. So if I wanted to get this video card at maximum, I have to put more details, but there is no need. Very important this configuration, you know, very important to see this Crossfire running like this. No, it's not bad, you know. It shows me that the video card is it's good to be utilized in modern game. Now I won't say modern game because it's not new Warframe, but it's not bad. Look how well it's performing in this case, and I love it, seriously. 80 FPS on average, not bad, you know, from this video card. Temperature wise is good. If it's not maxed on the core load, you're gonna see that it's doing really well on the temperature side. 66 degrees. That's an awesome performance from this, seriously. 10-15% load on the CPU with 39-40 degrees. I mean, the CPU doesn't have any problems in this case, but it's good to know that the CPU is not utilized at maximum in this case, and that's actually a good performance. Warframe apparently loves Crossfire. This is a very good game with this type of configuration, but on 6000 series, you know, the Crossfire is good. If I didn't do that configuration, you know, like 900 megahertz on the core of the first and the second one, I would have had problems in this case. But you can see that the video card, it's holding pretty well, and the configuration is not it doesn't have any problems. Sometimes when you throw up a game like this, you know, on 1080p with ultra, it's just going to run. Seriously. 1080p on ultra, look at this. The game, it's 1 year younger than the video card, the setup, 2010 video card, and I think the Skyrim is 2011. Imagine having a newer game launch today. Just imagine a new game today, yeah? And you got a mid-range video card. And you say, you know what, want to play the new game on maximum details, you know, high resolution, like 4K today, because 1080p back in the days was like 4K today, yeah? And you max it out and you say, can I play with my mid-range video card this game at maximum? And you'll be like, nope, you cannot play. You cannot play it, you know? But in this case, I mean, okay, it's not okay to say this because I have 2 mid-range video cards in Crossfire, and I think on a single video card it will struggle with 60 FPS. But it's a good idea, you know, to look at it and see, with Crossfire you can actually play this game at maximum. I got maximum VRAM utilization in order for this game to put this amount of FPS. It looks spectacular, you know, the quality is spot on. 1.9 gig of VRAM, 60% load on the cores of the video card. The temperature is good because it's not fully utilized in this situation, only 350 watts consumption, so my UPS can actually sustain this amount of power. If I put like 500, say 600 watts on this UPS, you'll be like, the UPS will be like tit, 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 tit. In this case, with this configuration, you can see even the temperature is good, you know, 60% load on the core of the video card is good. 5.7 gig of system RAM used here in this case with 10% load on this occasion. It's a very interesting performance from this CPU and the system. Not gonna lie, it's adequate, it's doing the job, so there is no problem on utilizing a platform like that. Let's jump into Call of Duty and see how it's running with 1080p and maximum details. I maxed out everything here, but the GPU is doing such a fantastic job, is not utilizing the video card at maximum. Look at it, 1.4 gig of VRAM used. I love it. I love it. I love the performance. 40% load on the video card score is good. I mean, it's not utilizing the whole computer at maximum, barely utilized on the CPU side with 10-15% load on the CPU, which in this occasion you can see that not a big problem for the CPU and the system itself. If it's reaching 40% load, I will take it because majority of the time I will have problem. Oh yeah, but the VRAM is not maxed out, the core is not maxed out. Everything is good with this setup in Crossfire, and apparently this is the type of game that I need to play on this, you know. It's not stressing the video card, it's not stressing the AMD, it's not stressing nothing here. What do you think is gonna happen with a setup like this if we're jumping in GTA 5? I got normal details, DirectX 10, and in this situation you can actually see I got like 1.5 gig of VRAM utilized. Let's see if we can actually drive on the road and fill up that VRAM. But apparently it doesn't. It stays around 1.5 gig of VRAM. That's actually good, you know. The core is doing exceptionally well, but I don't understand why is it on 60% load, 1.5 gig of VRAM, and I got 100 FPS. Is it a problem with the CPU side? I got like 30% load on the CPU with nearly 50 degrees. So it's utilizing the CPU in this case. Maybe maybe the CPU is actually bottlenecking in single player. Never thought in single player I would have problems with the CPU. Think on S.T.A.L.K.E.R and Crossfire, it needs more cores. Very interesting benchmark in this case. Seriously, I love to see how this setup is holding in online. Not bad when it comes to GTA 5, 1080p on DirectX 10 with normal details. Gonna see that it's not utilizing the core at maximum, but it does a fantastic job on delivering that over 60 FPS, 60-70 FPS on average. 1.9 gig of VRAM. I think this is my problem here with this video card's configuration. You know, it's utilizing in online at VRAM at maximum. I never seen 2 gig of VRAM fully loaded, you know. I think it's around 1.95 or something like that. And if it's reaching that, look at that, 2 gig of VRAM problem. Seriously, so 60-70 FPS is because of the VRAM. The core is not maxed out here in this case, so it's only 40-50% load on the core of the video card, 10.5 gig of system RAM use. So all in all, the computer, the core GPU, it's okay, but the VRAM is maxed out. You need a lot of VRAM apparently in online. I think that if you want a clean Crossfire setup, it needs to be something like this. It needs to be from something like a 6000 series in order to get those 15.7 driver, 15.7.1 catalyst. If you can manage to do that, you got Windows 10 and it's working really nice even with Windows 10. If you go below on the Crossfire, I think you have to go with Windows 7, older drivers, and you're gonna be something similar, you know. But I think this is the ideal minimal Crossfire setup if you're interested on Windows 10 with old machines. You know, you got Steam, you got all kinds of platforms that allows you to actually be installed on the computer. Very interesting setup, seriously. So 6000 series for Crossfire is actually adequate if you want a new platform with games online, you know, so something like Call of Duty or Battlefield, or games that actually allows you to play this type of configuration, but it's newer, you know, with operating system. I don't know how it's going to be with Windows 11. I don't know what's going to happen there, but majority of the time you'll end up with a good position with Windows 10. I think it's gonna be okay, but regardless, I think this 6000 series, I mean this 6870 combination was actually interesting. I had to do that downclock on the first video card because I wanted to be sure that it is no glitches, you know. So for 40 megahertz, I don't think there was any problems. I'm actually curious if that 100 megahertz on the memory clock was influencing the performance on the memory. It only had 1 gig of VRAM, so every frequency here is important. I think in the future I'm gonna see independently to see the 6870 Black Edition how it's performing. It's got a little more performance than the previous one that I tested, so it would be very ideal to see how it's performing alone. All in all, I can say I like it. They are very cheap to get them if you're interested, and I recommend them seriously for Crossfire. If you have any suggestion for this combo or for the system, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.